What's up, guys? My name is Veronica, also known as Coach V, and I am your host for the Oversharing podcast with Live the Dream Media. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of the Oversharing podcast. I am your host, Veronica, also known as Coach V, and I'm matching the logo today. A rare sighting. I actually got ready. I'm so excited for today's guest, so I had to put on a cute face, a cute outfit, and also I didn't have anything else to do but podcast, so I had an opportunity to actually go home and get ready. In other news, it is election day. It is a stressful week for a lot of people. Make sure you guys get out there and vote. I do not care who you're voting for. Just make sure you go out and vote. And if you don't, then don't complain for the next 4 years. I don't want to hear your bullshit. I'm super excited about today's guest, but before we cut to her, we're going to cut to a quick sponsorship break. This episode of the Oversharing podcast is brought to you by Strong as a Mother with Shauna Leanne. Join like-minded mothers working towards similar goals online or in person. Shauna's 6-week Strong as a Mother program focuses on movement, nutrition, mindset, and accountability for new and expecting mothers. Reach out to Shauna via Instagram and mention Podcast20 to receive 20% off your first 6 weeks.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
All right, guys, we are back with another amazing guest this week. Our guest is a business owner, a mother, and someone I truly admire. I have had the privilege of getting to know her for the last few years in the gym, and I am constantly in awe with the way she takes life by the horns. She is a co-owner of About Me Hair Studio, an amazing salon in the heart of downtown Tucson. She is a master stylist with over 15 years of experience. Please welcome to the Oversharing podcast, Maria Sicre Ramirez de la Guadalupe de la Cruz. Not the last part.
I know.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
This is like very
professional.
Very professional.
Hey, you have to tell everybody it did take time to get you here because I had asked before, probably over a year or so ago.
Yeah.
And life got a little crazy there for a second.
Well, decided to have 2 back-to-back babies and do all the things. So
2 under 2.
Yeah.
Porque el niño acaba de cumplir 1 año.
No, he just turned 2. And she just turned 3 months.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
And that's on top of 2 others.
A soon-to-be 21-year-old and in 4 months an 18-year-old.
Hey, I love that you just had a baby and you were partying it up at Parents Weekend at the U of A.
Oh, my God. I know. It's wild.
That just kind of shows what kind of like mom you are. You're like, let's fuck it up downtown.
You know
the U
what?
of A.
I have literally 4 kids in different brackets, so I do my best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to stretch yourself all the way.
I know.
You're like Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
Yeah, I should probably dress up better.
Te llega Wanga.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you're really busy today. You just came from the salon.
I did. That's why I'm in black.
Yeah. You look very profesh.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, what gives you the right to be a badass bitch.
All right. I think, well, I've had the business now for 10 years. We have 2 locations, one in Vail, one in downtown. I am married. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I I do a lot. I do all the things. I educate. I work behind the chair. On my days off, it's not really a day off. You
You're
know
still
what I
running
mean?
the business.
You run the business. You run the kids. You run the household. So, I mean, you just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's going to have to be like another part of the episode where we're like, we just fucking do it.
That's why Nike's so successful. They got it right.
Well, the reason that I wanted to come on is because I see you in the gym 3 times a week, every morning. You worked out all the way until like 3 days before you gave birth, not just this time, but even with Max. So one of my biggest questions is like, first of all, how? Because I feel like so many women are so exhausted when they get that far. And we can say just do it, but there's got to be a little bit of grit in you that's like, how do you get yourself up in the morning? And now with both kids.
I still do it.
Yeah, you still do it.
I don't talk myself out of it.
Okay.
I don't give myself time. The moment I say I don't want to do it, like today, even this, I mean, I was like dodging bullets. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. It's not my
gotta
thing.
do it.
Yeah. So like, I mean, you're never gonna feel
Like doing it all the time.
No, you don't want to feel like eating right. You don't want to feel like. I mean, all of us go to work because we got a schedule, right?
Yeah.
Like we're here because we got a schedule. So I just kind of put it in my schedule and I don't talk myself out of it.
Yeah. I also feel like for you specifically, one of the things that has definitely helped is your friendship and the little tribe that you've created with Shema, because you guys have been going to the gym together for as long as I've known you. I think where there's a Maria, there's a Shema, especially like almost anywhere. So I feel like that's really helpful.
Yeah.
To like, you guys carpool too.
We do carpool. I think you set your environment that you want, right? Accountability. Either you like accountability or you don't.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you're going to stay stuck.
Yeah.
You're not going to push yourself harder than what you do because humans aren't wired that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like some of those practices you also take to business? I can already tell you
100.
that answer, but I want you to tell them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the way every day, doesn't matter what I'm doing, the moment my feet hit the ground, I got 24 hours. I'm going to grind it out. Doesn't matter if it's at the gym. Even when I go home, I'm breakfast,
Lunch,
coffees,
dinner,
all the things.
yeah.
Yeah, you just do it.
Yeah. I don't think that a lot of people have that quality, but I feel like your grit comes from your childhood, the way you were raised, and the things that you went through.
100%.
So let's take a step back and talk about anything you do feel comfortable talking about when it comes to your childhood, your upbringing, your teenage years, the lessons you've learned in life that transformed you into who you are today.
I mean, we was po-po. We was po. And I'm talking about like, you know, single mom, 7 kids. It's hard work.
That was your mom?
That's my mom.
So she was single mom with 7 kids.
That's right.
Your mom's a riot, by the way.
She's a badass.
Does she make
Shout
you
out to my
emotional?
mom. Oh, every time.
I can already see it. You're like, dude.
And I'm going to tell you, if something happens, I'm taking a month because, she deserves all the things. I mean, my childhood was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
She had 3 jobs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we used to sell candy apples on the south side growing up. I don't have shame. I call it what it is. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm where I'm at because of that girl that I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this before we went on, and this was like one of your hesitations when we spoke last night of like, how much did you want to share? And you're like, I don't know. And I was like, dude, you have to, like the reminder is that, again, the person you were 15, 20 years ago is a whole different person now, but you wouldn't have been the person that you are today had it not been for that person and those experiences.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's true. I mean, my mom, you ask her right now in Spanish, "Ama, ¿qué hiciste?" She's like, "I wiped ass for a living." That's what she says. My mom was a caregiver. She took care of disabled kids, elderly, you know, I think people that just couldn't take care of themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my mom never told us I love you. She never gave us a hug. My mom's love language was, I fed you, you got a roof over your head.
And I'm giving you what I got.
And I'm giving you what I got. And I think the moment you understand somebody's love language, your expectations change. Because I'm going to tell you, I mean, I've never been to therapy, and if you go to therapy, good for you.
Yeah.
I therapize myself.
You're like, I
whether
speak
it's
to
a
the Lord.
gym, I do. God's a big part in where I am today.
Yeah.
And I could tell you, like, when I was 18, my relationship with God changed the trajectory of my life right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom, she had 3 jobs, so I'm the second oldest.
Yes.
I got 5 brothers, the one that passed away, and
Yeah.
then my sister. But yeah, my mom would leave breakfast, and since I'm the oldest, Hispanic culture, you
Yeah.
know, I took everybody a bath, gave them food, and I had to just keep this cycle going. So it's not like kids today, you ask, can you do this? We never were asked, we just had to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I say just do it.
Just do it.
My whole life, it was like I never had an option.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Until adulthood, right? Like when things took a different trajectory.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, again, like I don't spend a lot of time with you outside of the gym, but I've seen you interact with your kids, and we've had conversations about parenting and how to approach things. And I love the way you parent. Like I think it's very no bullshit. Like te vas a caer, te vas a meter un putazo, pero vas a aprender.
Get up. Yeah. and it is. And you know, maybe I can't cater to every single one of my children because they're also going to develop and learn from the way I'm parenting. And parenting is not, you don't have a manual. You fuck up and you make mistakes and you have to apologize for what you do. And you hope, because my mom never asked she never said sorry. Sorry is not in her vocabulary.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But yeah, I mean, a lot of growing up has shaped me into who I am today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What were some of the hardest experiences that you went through? Because so you're one of 7. Your brother passed away, and your sister?
No, my brother passed away. He was 18. And that happened 6 months into me opening the business.
That's pretty early.
Yeah.
Then you opened the salon. How
10
old
years
are
ago.
you?
I'm 36. I opened when I was 26.
You opened the salon at 26 years old. That is unheard of, by the way. Like, I don't think I could, at 26, there's no way that I could have ran like a full-blown business. I don't think so.
I mean, there was a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And just because you have passion for something, like, I'm a good hairdresser.
Yeah.
I'm not the first hairdresser. I'm not
Yeah.
the best hairdresser, but I'm good at my craft. And
Yeah.
I know I'm good at my craft. I didn't know how to run a business. I didn't know you needed the right accountant. You needed the right, team. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I can't say I'm self-made. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that have been in my life have either mentored me or gave me perspective. And that's why God says you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You better listen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that helped me a lot. But I've had a lot of challenges in business still. I mean, we're struggling after COVID and we had to do all this other stuff and readapt. I'm not a big social media person, but you know what I mean? So I know that that's like the way that the world has been for a while. And
you're like, I don't know how to do that, but I'll hire somebody.
I mean, geez, yeah, we just had our website redone. Check it out.
Check it out, Bobby Hair Studio downtown. And the east side.
I know. But yeah, I mean, it's all, a lot of it is who you were. And then I think that helps you as you're shedding that old version of yourself.
Yeah.
Because you can be in either, I was in survival mode. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a kid at 16, had a kid at 18. And, 18 was hard for me.
Yeah.
I was in jail.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't talk about that part of my life.
Yeah.
But if you know me, you know me. I hung around with the wrong crew and did a lot of dumb shit. And that's why I said God's been graceful in my life.
Yeah.
But I was pregnant the whole time with my G.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in my life, I think I just had to make a decision like, who you rolling with?
Yeah.
And
how hard is it to, at that point, I try to think about like what I was thinking about at 18. Like, how hard is it to walk away at that point? Or like, what was the turning point from that to starting like a new life with your kids?
I mean, I was in a dark place. I mean, I was fighting a lot of demons that nobody really knew. And to me, I think growing up and having the childhood that I had, and it was really, really rough, and then leaving my house, having a kid at 16, and then his, dad went to jail, and he was in there for 16 years, and then I had another baby at 18, and I think somehow you don't want to be struggling. You don't want to, but I knew I knew how to hustle.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to channel it
in the right direction.
Way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll outwork, I've always said this, I will outwork any motherfucker.
Yeah.
Any motherfucker.
Yeah.
Whether I'm pregnant or not, I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up. At first it was for me, and I always felt like I had something to prove. But when you get older, it's like, you have who to prove to what?
Yeah.
To who?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm in this for me and my kids and our future and what we look for. I also feel like, and again, this is from the outside looking in, just on like the conversations that we've had, like, this is some deep shit. Like, this is, we've gotten pieces, of a very personal story. But I always tell people when I talk about you, I'm like, there's one person that never fucking complains. And it's you. It doesn't matter what we talk about, whatever it is. Así es. It's going to be fine. Whatever it is, like, you don't complain. And we talked a little bit about like why I told you why I wanted you to come on. And I was like, dude, you have so much to contribute to people that are, one, in a dark place, two, think that shit is hitting the fan and there's no way out. And you said, like, I guess you don't realize how much you give until someone else recognizes that in you. And I do see that in you. Every time I have a conversation with you, es más, nunca me dan ganas de quejarme contigo. Nunca. I have never once thought I'm going to go to Maria and complain about this, because it's almost like there's no room. And I feel like that's a good quality to have in business and in life.
I appreciate
and in growing, like, and raising your kids.
I mean, if you ever do need a vent, I'm a good listener too, believe it or not. I do hair, so I've listened to a lot of things, a lot of stories, a lot of shit. You know what? I've had a lot of L's in my life. A lot. Too many from family, from friendships, to who I thought were, a lifer to me. And sometimes you just outgrow these people. Or sometimes when you're not in alignment anymore, your values, you shed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've shedded a lot, and I've been ripped apart and rebuilt many times, and I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Ya ni cosquitas me hace.
I'm like, damn. That's why I said it's deep and dark, but you know what? When you come out of that, it's, the darkness can't be in the light.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So when you overcome all these challenges, I can't complain.
Yeah.
I got to be grateful. And I think I don't compare.
Yeah.
And I think if I do find myself getting into that direction, I'm like, give a fuck.
Yeah.
What they got going on over there. I know what I'm doing. I can only focus on what I'm doing in my life.
Yeah.
And
I think that also has to do with you can't control everything.
No, and I don't want to.
You can control the way that you respond to things and understand why you're responding that way, Well,
that's a practice for me. That's a practice. I'm going to tell you, I mean, my younger self, there was a lot of anger, a lot of shit, undealt shit,
Yeah.
And I think that's why I said how you channel it. Right?
Yeah.
The gym has been a big part of my life, and God has been a big part of my life, because my why is more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay, so we get back to like when you're a little bit younger, you feel like you hit that turning point in your life. What was the first step? Did you immediately go to beauty school?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. If I wasn't doing hair, I don't know what I'd be doing. Straight up. I need to make money quick,
and you're
fast.
like, I'll do hair.
Yes, because I knew that I needed to get myself out of trouble and focus. And I'm a person of my word.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I say I'm going to do something,
I'm going to fucking do it.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I said it, I'm going to do it. Even if I mess up or whatever, don't look pretty, but
I'm going to do it.
But I'm going to do it. So when I was 18, went through all that experience with G, and she was born, and then me and her dad didn't last very long. Of course not. Why would we? When you're young, that's why I was telling you, like, marriage, that's when the real work starts.
Yeah.
Because I'm a runner.
Yeah.
Every time something didn't, even in business, shout out to Edith. I love you, dog.
Why? Because she's the opposite of a runner. She goes like head first towards
you
the
know
problem.
What? She's a big blessing in my life too. You know, I think God just knows like who to set up at what times and what seasons of it. I mean, everywhere. So when I was 18, younger self, and that's like when the real trajectory of my life changed. I had my daughter's grandmother, Jackie.
Yeah.
And I've never been like
Really close or...
No, like, and I never had like somebody guiding me in life. It was kind of like, I kind of just did my thing. My mom just knew how to, I'm gonna teach you how to survive. That's how you're gonna do.
Yes.
She prayed a lot for me, and she just says, you know, you're gonna be something great.
Yeah.
And at that time, at 18 years old, I had somebody prophesy over my life.
Somebody told you were going to be great and prayed for you.
After doing several months pregnant. You understand what I'm saying?
When you're, so wait, were you pregnant? You were pregnant, obviously, when you went in. ¿Y cuántos meses te aventaste?
8 months.
So did you give birth to her in jail?
A few weeks out, enough to have my daughter out.
Holy shit, that's fucking insane.
Yeah. So I remember, you know, when you have really pivotal moments, it's like fresh in your mind. You don't forget that.
Yeah.
And there's a few times in my life that I've been brought to my knees. I'm like, damn, that was fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know? And I just remember she was always like praying for me and all this stuff. And I'm like, whatever. It's going to be fine. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I just always walk with a chip on my shoulder. And I remember she just told me, you are going to be something great. And she's like, you're favored by God. You got this and this and this and that. And told me all these things. And I said, okay. At that time, it didn't make sense in my life. And it doesn't mean that shit's not going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kept living, but I wasn't really living to how I am today.
Now.
Yeah. And I guess that always stayed in the back of my head. So
it was like a little seed was planted.
Yeah, and somebody had grace over me. So at that time, it was either I was going to go and stay in or I was going to be out.
Yeah.
And Judge Collins had a lot of grace for me, and he said, lady, you need to stay away from all these people that you're with.
You and your baby girl.
And he said, I'm going to give you an opportunity to
get your shit together.
And if I ever see you back in here, he says, I'm going to remember.
Oh, yeah, la madre.
And I've never felt something so like, it was like, you know, there's people, all of us have a past, you know what I mean? And at that point in my life, I was doing what I needed to do to survive. And, you know, you're not your best self.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, these Jackie, the
judge.
Yeah, and even like I said, Edith, I remember when we first got into it, I was like, I don't know, we had a little tiff about something, and I said, you know what?
I'm
gotta
done.
do all this shit. Yeah, I don't gotta do all this. And she's like,
no, bitch, you do gotta do all this.
You know what she said? We were in her car in the garage, and I'll never forget this. And she said, you're not leaving me. I said,
watch me.
I said, oh yeah? And she says, no. She says, we signed up for this and we're gonna ride it out. And I said, all right, well,
okay,
I did give you my word, so here we are. So that comment to me, because I care about her.
Yeah. And because she cared about you enough to say no.
And I
this
think,
is what we signed up for.
And I think she's like, you have a good life. What is that saying? Why is the rear view mirror so small, but your windshield's so big?
Mm-hmm.
don't go back.
Yeah.
Don't do, and I think that I just always had people like in my corner.
Yeah.
And like redirecting me, because I was in a crappy environment growing up. So what I learned is street life. I didn't learn, and that changed life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really perfect place to pause for a quick second. We're going to cut to a sponsorship and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltoalan.com. Again, that's selltoalan.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with the tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
All right, you said something that kind of like stuck out to me. And I feel like anytime we've talked about our husbands, like they're very similar.
Oh, yeah.
Because you and me are like super outspoken and they're like very chill. You said that there's been people placed in your life that really changed the trajectory of the direction that you were going and the way that you learned to shed some of these old layers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that your husband was one of those.
Huge. Yeah.
So he helped us with our insurance stuff.
Oh, did he take care of you?
Yeah, he did.
Good,
he was awesome.
Good.
So you can shout him out.
Shout out to my honey.
She loves you.
I do love him. He's a good man.
What's that story? So how did you guys meet? Did you run away?
He met me gambling. I was at a blackjack table and he sent drinks.
And that was
Straight up.
it?
That was it.
At the casino?
At the casino.
Del Sol?
I told him, you're gambling in life with me. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? He has his story and he just loved all parts of me.
Yeah.
And I had never, like, even today when I'm sharing with you, I have never. This is the first. So if you don't like it, don't follow me. I'll sit in my chair. But he
knows everything.
He knows everything. Yeah. He knows all the things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was living in my masculine self for such a long time.
Just get me going on this. I love this topic.
And I was always fighting everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it was your survival instinct.
Right. And
it wasn't just
shit
happening.
was still very present early on into our relationship.
Yeah.
So he just, not a man of many words, but when he does say, they're powerful, man. They will stick you to the core.
Yeah.
So it's
cuando les chingas y les chingas y les chingas and there's like nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, excuse me, who do you think you're talking to?
So he's been so good to me. And, we have 2 kids that are together recently after 14 years of being together. Just God's timing, not my timing. I don't know why. I don't know what the heck. Yeah. But, and then he took in my 2 kids unconditionally.
Yeah.
And I think that word unconditionally, it wasn't like, I'm going to do this, you're going to do that. Like,
No.
all of y'all sharing 50-50 or like, I pay for this, you pay for that. Don't even come over here with that. You know what I mean?
He's like, he took all of it.
Men that are dating right now with women, you pay for their dinner. You know what I mean?
Don't be a bitch.
Work an extra hour or 2, whatever you got to do. Don't make excuses. You handle your business. You know what I'm saying?
I also feel like in the retrospect of dating, like people think that dating is like this extravagant, nice dinner, whatever. Like they underestimate the fact that you could literally pack a cute little picnic.
Can I, real quick, it's
Yes.
true.
Tell me.
I think 10 years in for Valentine's,
Uh-huh.
we didn't have anything planned. And I'm not a sensitive person. Like, I don't celebrate Hallmark holidays, if you feel me.
Yeah.
I'm not that person. I don't need that.
You're cool, whatever.
I like to be, like, I like to know that you're thinking of me.
Yes.
Not because the world says it, but because
you're thinking
know,
of me.
You know
Yeah.
what's up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think, it was, 10 years in or whatnot. And he didn't have anything planned. And I said, hey, can you pick me up? So that way I could leave the car at the salon, blah, 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 blah. He picked me up and he didn't have anything. He goes, hey, I know it's Valentine's and I'm sorry. He says, but I didn't really plan on anything. There's been a lot going on, blah, blah, blah. And I said, why don't we go to Sonoran Hot Dogs? Let's get some hot dogs. So we went to BK's, I think, and it's in the hood. You know where Grant and whatever the hell right there. And we ate hot dogs in the car. And I think it was like 10 o'clock at night because I worked late at the salon. And a homeless person, I think I'm halfway eating 2 bites. And this homeless person just knocks on my window. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I roll and I'm like,
Do you need something?
Happy Valentine's Day. I said, I took 2 bites, but you can have
the
it.
rest.
Yeah. So, we've had our simple hot dogs in the car.
You'll also
whatever.
never forget that. That's such a cute memory.
No, but it's been, now we're 16 years in.
Yeah. But you guys got married in
4 years ago.
Yeah.
Why?
Why did you guys wait so long? I don't think
Because
I've
of
ever
me.
asked you. I was gonna say because you're a runaway
Because
girl.
I'm a runaway girl.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like commitment. I just know that, like I said, if I'm a person of my word, if I say yes,
Like you're in
that
it.
means
We're in it for the long run.
even
Yeah.
when shit hits the fan,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Yeah. What you said this earlier too, like the real work starts when you get married. And
Yeah.
I do believe that. I think that that's very true. But I also feel like there's this conception of marriage that's like, oh, marriage is like, yes, I go. And I'm like, it's not though.
It's
like,
when it starts.
It's like, I love being married.
Yeah.
Nothing, for us, nothing has changed. Like, gracias a Dios, we
Wait
haven't
till you
been.
have kids.
Yes, I've heard that. That
You can
kids
hit me up.
change a trajectory big time. But I also feel like have you watched,
Probably not. I'm a
I
tiny
know,
right
dude.
now.
Your
I
fucking
watch
baby's
TV,
3 months
but
old.
that's okay.
It's,
No, it's okay.
It's called Nobody Wants This. Kevin probably tried to convince you to watch it because he's a really good master of convincing people to watch anything.
I haven't
It's
watched
really
it.
cute. It just basically shows like what a normal relationship looks like.
Yeah.
So people were like obsessed with this show because it was so good. And it was like the understanding of like the girl's like trying to run away and the guy's like, no, like it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
figure this out.
Yeah. And everything is workoutable or whatever.
Workoutable.
Listen, both of us.
If you want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want it. I think the biggest thing is that both of parties feeling validated
Yeah.
and I don't know, just you guys have to forgive quick and just say, hey, we're going to work to fix this,
Yeah.
not work to cause more. I say more salsa in the tacos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need no more spice. Hey,
We're
we got
good.
enough shit.
We gotta stop right there. It's a full ass taco.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, vamos a volvernos. So what's the origin story behind About Me Hair Studio? Did you meet Edith in school?
I met Edith in beauty school.
Okay.
And we worked at several different salons.
Yeah.
I mean, here, there, all the things. And when we were in beauty school, I mean, our paths would have never crossed.
Did you go to beauty school right after you got out?
Yeah.
So you're like, I gotta occupy my time.
Yes.
Because beauty school is like 8 hours a day.
Yes.
So you're like, I gotta
At
go.
that time. Now,
it's still the
everybody's
same.
online. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
I think Aveda and all those
Yeah.
Tucson, Cosmetology, Tucson, sepa que la chingada, they're all like 8 hours. They go in at like 7 and get out at 4.
really?
I think so. I could be off. Who knows?
Well, we met in beauty school, and I could tell we were there to do what we got to do
Veronica,
and get out.
real quick.
Yeah.
Zariah Neri says she loves you both. You guys are doing a great job.
Zariah?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. I'm so bad with names.
Maybe
Thank you
I
for
do.
listening. Is she on YouTube?
She's on Instagram.
On Instagram. Just probably one of your followers.
Maybe.
Maybe she's on mine. Hi, girl. Thanks for listening.
I know. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers. It's not tequila, but I'll.
But we'll
what
do
I
it today.
Yeah, so we met and she saw I'm a hard worker. I knew she's a hard worker. That girl has like 3 other freaking degrees. She's a dental hygienist, all kinds of shit. So
Yeah.
we met and we just were like, we're gonna do this. Timing wasn't right in my life. I was going through a separation. I had 2 kids. She was, you know, married, wilding, having fun in Vegas every other weekend. So it didn't take until several years later for us to meet, and we linked up.
Yeah.
And then we said...
So you guys graduated beauty school, se fueron a hacer su desmadre
separated.
cada quien, and then cross paths
and
again.
then we linked up again, and then we're like, so what's up? What are we doing? And then we ended up working at the same salon together. And then within like a year, we're like, let's roll.
Let's get out. Mm-hmm. I love that.
But I think...
And did you guys immediately go downtown?
No. I put my kids in the car at this point. At this point, actually... several years later, because she had the two girls. Her little girl was 6 months. It was Monday. We'd get coffee. We'd get in the car, and we'd drive all over Tucson. And I know we ain't got that much time, but
tell me, girl. We'll make as much time as we need to.
So her husband was actually working for this construction company, and he was like, "Hey, you know, there's this building that I'm working on," and we went straight to the source. I mean. I remember when we were talking, I was, Edith and I will tell you about this shit, but we negotiated, said, so I'm going to tell you right now, I said, whatever commission you're going to make to whoever's selling this shit, how about you take that off our rent? And we do it with you.
And this is how you're a hustler,
and
baby.
we do it with you. And we do it with you. And we kind of stocked. I mean, the owner of the building drinks a tea every day. There was a Brugger's Bagel downtown. Uh-huh. So we waited. And when we had a conversation, whatever, and we did the same shit.
This is for the downtown location.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we negotiated, and I will never.
This is why I love you.
I'll never forget. And we didn't really have a lot of money. Uh-huh. We're scraping pennies, you know what I mean? At that time, we had to pay first month's rent, last month's rent. And people don't understand, when you open your business...
That shit costs money.
Well, it costs money, but also... People think, I'm going to make all this money.
You don't.
Let me tell you.
It takes a while.
We've been 10 years in the game. The first year, second year, you may not be profitable. Are you good?
Yeah.
And if you ain't, you better not fold. You know?
Yeah.
So the thing is, I was working Tuesday through Saturday. I was working from 8 to 10. I didn't see my kids.
Just to break even.
Just to like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. And it took what it took. You know what I mean? And you know, by the grace of God, where we're at now.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of hustle.
Yeah. And there has to be. I think people forget that. I mean, starting a business sounds like a lot of fun and glitz and glam, but it's a lot of hard work. And a lot of these businesses don't see like an actual income past until a few years in. Mm-hmm. It takes time.
And in the type of business that I'm in, I mean, I'm going to tell you, now we're established, and I've had people come and go and whatever, and people are like, well, what's wrong? Why don't they stay? There's nothing wrong. The problem is that they're now ready to go into the next phase of their career, and they're going to do what they're going to do. And at that point, they're going to realize
now
what it really is.
The hard work.
And I don't wish anybody, I wish you success on success, because if you're good, I'm good, and at least there was a trade, there was an even trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave you knowledge, and I gave you the tools that I had to help you. I've never taken anything. You know what I'm saying?
I used to work, you knew I used to work at a salon, and my boss, she's great. She's a great person, and she would get so disappointed when people leave. And I remember telling her that one time, I was like, you have to understand that in the course of 2, 3, 5, 7 years, you have given somebody the opportunity to grow so much,
and they're ready to
that they can now go and make room for someone else that might need that knowledge or that guidance.
I think it's more,
it's hard, but
at the beginning it's hard, and then after that, it's not that it's not hard. It's just that there's so much poured into something.
Yes, I get that part.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the education costs money.
Everything.
Like everything costs money.
And
Yeah,
then
they
after,
leave with
you
that.
got to remember, like, you did what you did, and you
that's
just
it.
got to let them, fly.
When you guys started, so downtown wasn't your first location.
No, it was. And
It
then
was?
Vail. And then we opened the salon in Vail.
Perfect. And how many stylists did you guys start with when you guys were at the downtown location?
Just did it myself.
Just you two.
Yep. Yeah, we fucking said, fuck it, let's go. And
That's
then we
crazy.
had, the thing about it is when we were there, people kept coming. And they kept saying, are you guys hiring? Are you guys hiring? That's where it was. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go in this. I'm going to hire all these people. And no. It was more like, I'm going
Are
to work.
you guys hiring? Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
and-
coming to you.
Yeah, and Edith and I was receptioning. I'm like, yeah, hey, Judy, give me a second. Let me make this appointment. Let me check her out. I'll be right back. I'm sitting, doing.
Let me rinse while you
let me
dry.
rinse, let me do it. Let me fold some towels, all
Yeah.
the things. And then people kept coming and they're like, are you hiring? And Edith and I looked at each other, are we hiring? I don't know, are we hiring? I'm gonna get back to you. I don't really know. So we just say, you know what, leave your number and whatever, and we'll call you back. And that's what it was. And then it kept happening. And then we're like, okay, we have something good. We want to be able to provide a facility, a space where artists can come, be creative, make their money, give back to their clients, and not have the responsibility. And they still have work-life balance. If they want to go home, they want to have a family, they want to do all the things, and they don't have to worry about going, buying color, having to do all these appointments, having to like all
Answer
that. And
calls.
so then that's where hiring a receptionist came.
Receptionist.
And you got to think, it comes from, you got here in the bottom line, you start taking to pay all these things. And that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's still like, you keep hiring people. So even if in the first 2 years you guys start making profit, but then it's growing enough to where you're starting to hire people, then you're kind of starting over again because you have to pay out the receptionist, the interns.
And the thing is, like, we're not that companies are companies, but we're like, we provide health insurance.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I don't know
This is
many
one of your
salons.
biggest goals. I
Yeah,
remember when
and
you
I was
talked
like,
to me
you know
about it.
what? Like, if this doesn't exist, every hairdresser out there, we have sick time. Like, how many hairdressers are sick? They don't go to work. They cancel. They lose money.
Yeah.
That's it. So we have sick time. We have benefits. And sometimes people are like, I don't think they really realize the blessing.
Yeah.
You know, that is.
A lot of
to
people
have.
don't have that.
So I'm really proud that we do that. And that's just something that was like, you know what? If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember you talked to me about that maybe like over a year ago. And that was like one of your biggest goals. And you're like, hey.
During COVID.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. That shit was hard, huh?
We paid everybody to stay home. Anybody that says we didn't, come talk to me, because that was something that I was really proud of, because we didn't, there was big companies that are hair salons. They said, go collect unemployment. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
We paid. I paid my dues.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when you're a business owner, you don't realize the responsibility. If I just do my own thing and I'm independent, I worry about myself.
Yeah. But that's not
it.
what you got in
That's
for.
it. So when you got payroll coming every month,
Yeah.
and rent, and you got these people that are staying at home, they don't know if they're gonna have a job, if the salon's gonna be open, if we're gonna be able to work or whatever. It's like that responsibility weighs heavy on you. But
Yeah.
I mean, we were selling color kits, we were selling all the things. I'm like, you need this shampoo, Gina. Here you go. You need the conditioner.
You need this treatment, Gina.
Yeah, drive by, let's go.
Con un cafecito.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
It worked out though.
Yeah, and we had a lot of support. I mean, from our community, and you know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Everybody's always, we got people in our corner.
You
all the time.
talked about essentially opening a space that allowed people to have like a good work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
How do you cultivate a good work-life balance for yourself?
Now, because the old me is terrible. Anybody could tell you. Even
Well, it's helpful that G drives now, so that's like one
Yes.
less big responsibility.
you know what?
I love her, by the way.
She's a good kid.
She's so sweet.
She's a good kid.
I mean, they're all great, but I love her.
Man, our relationship is different. It's so good, but
Yeah.
I think now work-life balance. I used to say yes to everything.
Yes.
I don't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
I am very selective. And I think I was just working and doing all the things, and what really, really changed now in my life. And I think God knew I was ready now, not then.
The babies.
The kids.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to be a mom. Not that I wasn't a mom,
It was
a mom
different.
at 16 and 18, you can't even talk to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I did what I could with my kids, but now they come first.
Yeah. No matter what.
Before I was working, I love you, but I'm sorry. I missed all her soccer games. She's going to graduate. She's going to college.
Yeah.
I couldn't go. Why? Because I wanted to put my kids through private school. I wanted to do all these things. I wanted to buy them cars. I think I was like, everybody measures success different. You
And
understand?
to you, it was the success of
You're-
the opportunity that you're giving your kids.
I'll tell you what. And I look at my mom and I look at me and I hope that each generation of mine does shit a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Success now is I get to go and eat dinner with my kids. I get to take them a bath
Yeah.
and I get to put them to bed.
Yeah.
And talking about my husband did that to the kids that weren't biologically his because I was living my dream.
Yeah.
And he let me be who I needed to be because I told him, I said, I want to do all this shit for them,
Yeah.
you know, and I want to do that.
But you we talk about like how you can't give to every aspect of your life 100%. And like it is unfortunate, but I also feel like that still goes back to like the survival mechanism of your life. Like you were always in survival mode.
And my husband, I didn't allow him he would always tell me, I'm here
Use me
to do.
to help
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
Let me see. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Show me, Daddy.
Show me. So it's different now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready then. And man, he's like, he saw things. He's like, Maria, you're a diamond in the rough. I said, I think I'm more rough. And he's like, you just needed to be polished. I think the thing is, he saw that, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't.
What do you think, like as a mom now, considering like you don't seem like the person like lives with regret, but there's things in life that you like wish were a little bit differently with your kids. I'll ask it differently. What is the hardest thing about you being so involved with the kids that the younger kids that you have now versus G and your oldest?
I hug him more.
Yeah, you're more loving.
I kiss him. I
Smother the shit out of them.
Yes. And I think, you know, my kids, G's G, you know what I mean? She is loving because she's just different. She baptized herself when she was 11. She gave her heart to the Lord. My daughter's spirit is so different, but I think I hardened my kids. They can't talk.
Yeah.
I would always like, my kids have never talked back to me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I think because I was like, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You know? And
Y estos chiquitos hacen y
we're
deshacen
gonna
contigo.
see. So I'm gonna have different challenges. But I think that's something that my kids are gonna have to break through and
Yeah.
learn how to communicate differently because I was just like, I was hard.
Yeah.
I was really hard.
Do you think you're better now?
I don't even know if it's better. I just think I'm softer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I always talk about how, especially in our culture, de ser mexicanas, to be Hispanic is like, I always tell people, I get it. Like, again, if you go to therapy, like you said, that I've never been to therapy. It is on my to-do list for 2025. Not because I feel like I need it, but because I think it would just
all
be
of
good
us
for
need
me.
it.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for me.
But you got to remember, they're equally as fucked up with us. So I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Whatever you're saying in conversation,
Yeah.
you're listening to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And at some point in your life, depending on how healed or where you're at, that's when it's going to click.
Yeah. I think to me, the biggest thing is that sometimes I don't say we because I don't feel like I am. Most people are really hard on their parents and they forget that they did the best that they could at that point in their life.
Our parents were broken when we got them.
Does that make sense? And the other thing that I've been taught, I read this somewhere and I was like, I think the second that you start to realize that your parents, yes, they're your parents, but above that, they are also human.
Yeah.
And they made mistakes. They made mistakes. They
Veronica, that's the chime in sound.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Tell me more.
And this goes really good in with what you guys are talking about. Mary J. Garrard says, a mom's sacrifice does not go unnoticed. It just takes a moment for the kids to recognize it. Jesse is a great man, truly support you and the family.
Aww. Who is that?
Mary J. Garrard.
Oh, it's Mary J.
What up, dog?
Thanks for watching, girlfriend. I haven't seen her in a long time.
MJ's a good people.
She's awesome. I know you guys always like celebrate her birthdays and stuff.
She's awesome. Yeah, she's a real one.
Hey,
She's
I'm kind of have FOMO, so invite me to some cookies or shit.
I'll invite you.
Please.
MJ, invite her to your Rocky Point house. We'll go.
What? What has been? We're gonna wrap up with some business stuff because we're almost done. What would you tell a new business entrepreneur that's thinking about taking the jump to business owner? What are like one of the biggest lessons that you learned that you think is still a way to implement a growing business?
What advice I would give them?
Yeah.
For them to want to do the business?
No, for them starting a business.
Starting. Don't be buying Starbucks if you ain't got no money. Listen, I see the post. I'll get the hell out of here.
I'm dead.
I'm sorry. Listen, if you can't sacrifice, I think that's what it is.
It ties into something else for sure.
You want to have all the things just to make it look good on social media while you're doing all this hustle and grind. Get out of here. Be ready to sacrifice. Get the fuck out of here. I'm serious. It's like you can't be running on nothing and you got $20 in your bank account, but you're still not willing to sacrifice. If you ain't not ready to sacrifice not even a cup of coffee,
you ain't ready.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't even do it. You're wasting my time.
You're going to shut down your business.
Because you know what? When you have to sacrifice, when you got to pay for certain things to get done or this, but you're still wanting to do this, you're not ready.
Yeah.
You're
not there.
You're not there.
I feel that.
So it's common sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it ain't making sense, don't do it.
You're not ready.
You're not ready.
That's one of me and my dad were talking a few weeks ago about like, because he owns his own business, he does framing, and he has his entire life. The difference between that generation of my parents and me is that, again, we value different things. You value your time with your kids. I value my nights at home having dinner with my husband. I value sleeping in on Saturday morning. But there was a lot of sacrifice. I've been training for 10 years now. This didn't start happening till maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, where I found that balance of like, I've been busting my ass, waking up at 4 a.m, 6 days a week for the past 6-7 years. And now I'm at the place where I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's like the being selective of like, no, I can take this morning off.
Okay. It is the being selective, but I'm going to tell you, I think culturally, right?
See,
you're on this grind and you're like grinding. Not that that's bad.
Yeah.
You keep grinding because nothing's going to change. Everything's going to keep coming, right? I think now is what is really success?
Yeah.
What is that? And to you, it might be material things. I'm not saying to you as in Veronica,
just in general.
But sometimes people are like, I need to have this and this and this. Listen, when you do all of that and you're still empty and you still feel like you're tired and you don't have this.
And you're overwhelmed and you're stressed.
Nope.
Yep.
Done.
That's a good question. Like a good question to analyze and to think about is like, what does success mean to you? And like,
yeah.
For me particularly, to me, success is enjoying my mornings. Tuesday and Thursday. I don't want to wake up early. I want to wake up. I want to sit on the couch with my coffee in my hand and I want to sit in silence. I don't want to be rushing out of the fucking house to get to a client at 5 a.m.
Yeah, you're like, well, you know, if you close your eyes and you really think about it, if you have a slow and controlled morning and all that, you show up better. You show up for yourself, for your clients or whoever you're dealing with versus leaving the house like a bat out of hell. Yeah. Spilled your coffee, like, come on.
And the thing is, I'm not saying that it's like that right away. I'm saying that, like you said, it takes sacrifice and time and commitment before you get to that part of your life. And people don't understand that because they want everything quick.
Yeah.
It's the generation that we live in. It's todo rápido. Ahorita.
Yeah, it's sad.
Well, we're wrapping up. But
Yeah.
tell me, what were you going to say? I don't want to interrupt you.
Even with food, I prefer, even if a caldo is going to take 3 hours versus going through the drive-through.
Yeah.
It may take longer. Got to sit a little bit, but man, even when you're walking in, you're already the aroma, everything. It's that
like a vibe.
Are you an instant gratification type of person? If it is, maybe run a business ain't for you.
That's a good point.
If you like to see the process because everything's always gonna shed you, then it is what it is.
I love that, and that's a really good lesson to take into every aspect of your life.
Yeah.
Like everything that you're rushing, everything that you think you need right now, like whether it's friendships, relationships, business, a baby, you know,
agree.
all those things. Like I learned hard last month. I was like, you know what, dude? You said it right now. Literally, I keep saying God's perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
true.
Whatever happens, happens.
It took me a long time. I don't know why, but here it is.
That's so crazy. And then you got pregnant again. Who comment?
Hey, it's from the man himself, Dave Samarano, said this is such a great show.
Oh, thanks, David. All right, guys, we're getting ready to wrap up. Tell everybody, first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
I
having
hope
me.
that you felt comfortable.
No, I do.
I'm so glad you didn't cancel on me.
I thought about it. I'm telling you, I even texted you. I was like,
No, I was like, tell everybody where they can find you. Tell everybody where they can find information about me, stylist, booking. Tell them everything.
Yes. So we
Pimp
have
yourself out.
2 locations. If you need quality hair care, guys, or just stylists with integrity, check out About Me Hair Studio. You can go to our Instagram, About Me Hair Studio, our website. You can book online certain things. But everybody's awesome. And my personal is Sicre Maria Torres.
Sicre Maria Torres. Thank you so much for coming, guys. You guys know where to find me, allthings.chipisoto on Instagram. We will see you guys next week. Don't forget to vote. Also, don't forget to de-stress yourself about this whole voting thing. Take care of you this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.